Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Nishit Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to embark on a 3-day visit to Indonesia tomorrow to attend the G20 summit in Bali to hold bilaterals on the sidelines of the summit. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says forces are being armed with state-of-the-art weapons and equipment to protect the country from future challenges. Filing of nominations for the first phase of Gujarat Assembly elections to end tomorrow. Discussions at COP27 focus on how the world will feed 8 billion people. 41st India International Trade Fair to begin in New Delhi tomorrow. And England lift the T20 World Cup for the second time, beating Pakistan in the finals at Melbourne. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a 3-day visit to Indonesia from tomorrow to attend the 17th G20 summit in Bali. During the summit, G20 leaders will deliberate extensively upon key issues of global concern under the summit theme of Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Briefing media in New Delhi this afternoon, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra said 3 working sessions will be held as part of the G20 summit agenda.
During the summit, Prime Minister Modi and other G20 leaders will deliberate extensively upon key issues of contemporary relevance, including the state of global economy, issues relating to energy, environment, agriculture, health and digital transformation. The Bali summit comprises of 3 working sessions at the leaders level where PM will be participating. These include sessions on food and energy security, a session on digital transformation and a session on health.
The Foreign Secretary informed that the Indonesian President will symbolically hand over the G20 presidency to Prime Minister Modi at the closing session of the summit. India will formally assume the G20 presidency from the 1st of December this year. India will host the next G20 summit in September next year. Mr. Kwatra said on the sidelines of the summit, Prime Minister Modi will have several bilateral interactions with the G20 leaders. He will brief them on India's evolving G20 priorities and also review the key elements of bilateral engagements with these world leaders. The Prime Minister will also address and interact with the Indian community in Bali. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has assured the nation that armed forces are fully equipped to give befitting reply to anyone who casts an evil eye on India. Addressing an event in Jhajjar, Haryana today, the Defence Minister asserted that safeguarding the national interest is the main focus of the government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Mr. Singh said the military is being armed with state-of-the-art and indigenously developed weapons and equipment to protect the country from future challenges. The Defence Minister commended Prime Minister for transforming India's global image, adding that the world now keenly listens to New Delhi.
मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं, वह दिन दूर नहीं है। 8 से लेकर 10 वर्ष के अंदर हमारा यह भारत दुनिया की टॉप 3 अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में आकर खड़ा हो जाएगा। और याद रखिएगा, आजादी के जब 100 वर्ष पूरे होंगे, 2047 आते आते अमेरिका को, चीन को पीछे छोड़कर भारत दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बन जाए, नंबर 1 पर यह भारत पहुंच जाए।
Mr. Singh said the government is working to realize the aspirations of India while safeguarding its cultural heritage.
भारतीय इतिहास के एक महानायक सम्राट पृथ्वीराज चौहान की प्रतिमा लगाने का फैसला जो आप लोगों ने किया है, उसकी जितनी भी सराहना की जाए मेरे बहनों भाइयों व कम में। और आप सभी जानते हैं कि महाराजा पृथ्वीराज चौहान यदि पैदा हुए थे तो गुजरात की धरती पर पैदा हुए थे और इनकी गणना भारत के उन महान शासकों में होती है जिन्होंने केवल एक बड़े भूभाग पर ही राज नहीं किया था, एक बड़े भूभाग पर ही हुकूमत नहीं चलाई थी, बल्कि अपने शौर्य, पराक्रम, साहस के कारण अपने क्षेत्र और अपने देश की जनता के दिलों पर भी राज करने का काम यदि किसी ने किया था तो वह पृथ्वीराज जी चौहान ने किया था।
In Gujarat, filing of nominations for the first phase of Gujarat Assembly elections will end tomorrow. With this, political activities will gain momentum in the state. We have more from our correspondent.
A total of 324 nominations have been filed in the state so far. Of these, 316 candidates have submitted their nominations for the first phase and 8 candidates for the second phase. In the first phase, voting will be held on 89 seats out of 182 assembly seats on December 1st. Union Ministers Arjun Munda and Purushottam Rupala, UP Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya and Kerala BJP President K. Rajendran campaigned in favour of BJP candidates in various assembly seats of Gujarat today. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann is campaigning through road shows for the Aam Aadmi Party. The party also announced the name of 2 more candidates today. Congress has also intensified its campaign. With Aparna Khoot, Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said that the national education policy has given emphasis on learning through mother tongue. Addressing the Golden Jubilee celebrations of an institute at Angul in Odisha today, Mr. Pradhan said teaching in mother tongue increases the understanding of students. Referring to the launching of engineering books in Odia language by the President in Bhubaneswar recently, he said teaching and learning through one's own language adds to one's cognitive development. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
मुट्ठी भर अंग्रेज और हमारे विशाल देश पर राज करने का स्वप्न देखते हैं, पर हम इनके स्वप्न को चकनाचूर कर देंगे।
निकल पड़े स्वाधीनता के पथ भाले, स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की सुनी अनसुनी कहानियों के साथ स्वराज हर रविवार रात 9 बजे डीडी नेशनल पर।
Welcome back. The Adaptation and Agriculture Thematic Day at COP27 in Egypt focused on how the world will feed 8 billion people. Throughout the day, a series of sessions and initiatives shed light on pathways forward on adaptation and climate-resilient agriculture. The focus comes at a particularly challenging year for food security, as 37 million people are facing starvation in the Greater Horn of Africa after 4 consecutive droughts. In Pakistan, the unprecedented floods have battered the country's major agricultural regions, and record-breaking temperatures across Europe and the US have led to drastically reduced crop yields. Russia's military operation in Ukraine has caused global shortages and price hikes in wheat, oilseeds and fertilizers. Here is more in this report.
4 initiatives were taken in today's session to address transformation of agri-food systems, the integration of climate responses to peace and security, the improvement of the quality of life of the most vulnerable in Africa by 2030, and delivery of health diets. The initiatives are Food and Agriculture for Sustainable Transformation, Climate Responses for Sustaining Peace, Decent Life for a Climate-Resilient Africa, and Initiative on Climate Action and Nutrition. COP27 President Sameh Shoukry said the new initiatives will increase climate finance contributions for agriculture and food systems to support the most vulnerable communities. Tripti Srivastav, News Desk.
By dedicating an entire day to adaptation and agriculture, COP27 brought together diverse voices from policymakers, scientists, researchers, civil society and government who can share their successes and help communities that also need to achieve their sustainable development goals. Army Chief General Manoj Pandey has embarked on a 4-day visit to France. He will meet his French counterparts and senior military leadership to enhance defense cooperation between both the nations. The Army Chief will be laying wreath at Neuve Chapelle Indian Memorial, which commemorates the sacrifices of Indian soldiers during the First World War. He will also call on the Chief of the Defence Staff and Chief of the Army Staff and discuss avenues for enhancing India-France defence relations. The 41st edition of India International Trade Fair, IITF, will begin at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi from tomorrow. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal will inaugurate the fair, which will continue till the 27th of November. This year, the theme of the trade fair is Vocal for Local, Local to Global. The 14-day mega event assumes a special significance as it coincides with celebrations of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. All states and union territories are participating in the event. Bihar, Jharkhand and Maharashtra are partner states, while Uttar Pradesh and Kerala are participating as focus states in the fair. Besides, various central ministries, departments, commodity boards and PSUs are participating in this event to showcase their achievements. Our correspondent reports that 12 countries including Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bahrain, Belarus, Iran, Nepal, Thailand, Turkey, UAE and UK are participating in the fair.
Nearly 2,500 domestic and foreign exhibitors are participating in the trade fair to showcase their products and services. The first 5 days of the trade fair are exclusively reserved for business days, and it will open to the general public from 19th of November. The timings of the fair will be 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. IITF tickets for both business days as well as general days can be purchased from customer care centers of 67 metro stations. On general days for the public, in case of weekend and holidays, the rates of IITF tickets will be 150 rupees for adult and 60 rupees for child, while on weekdays it will be 80 rupees for adult and 40 rupees for child. On business days, the ticket rates will be higher. For Divyang and senior citizens, the entry into the fair will be free. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
In Turkey, at least one person has been killed and several injured following an explosion in capital Istanbul's busy central area this afternoon. Local media said this today. The avenue is a crowded thoroughfare popular with tourists and locals lined by shops and restaurants. Istanbul Governor Ali Yerlikaya confirmed on Twitter about the loss of life and injuries. Broadcaster CNN Turk said emergency services were seen rushing to the Taksim area of the city. In the U.S., Democrats will retain the majority control of the Senate after winning a pivotal race in the state of Nevada. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto is projected to defeat Republican challenger Adam Laxalt, who was backed by former President Donald Trump. The results amount to the best midterm performance for a sitting party in 20 years. The Democrats will now have 50 Senate seats, with Republicans currently on 49. The remaining seat, Georgia, is going to a runoff in December. In the event of the Senate being divided equally between the two parties, Vice President Kamala Harris has the casting vote. The Republicans could still take control of the U.S. House of Representatives as votes continued to be tallied from a handful of districts after Tuesday's elections. In cricket, England created history by winning their second T20 World Cup title, defeating Pakistan by 5 wickets at the Melbourne Cricket Ground today. England overcame a staunch bowling attack by Pakistan, riding on the magnificent innings of Ben Stokes and overhauled the 138-run target with an over to spare. After opener Jos Buttler set the tempo with a 17-ball 26-run, Ben Stokes steered the innings to a grand finish with an unbeaten 52 runs. Earlier, Sam Curran performed with the ball to confine Pakistan innings to 137. England are now the only team defending both the ODI and T20 World Cup championships. For Pakistan, Haris Rauf scalped 2 wickets, while Shaheen Afridi, Mohammad Wasim and Shadab Khan took 1 each. Sam Curran was named player of the match and also the player of the series. Indian shooters dominated the 15th Asian Air Rifle Championships in Daegu, South Korea, winning gold medals in all the 4 teams' events today. India has so far won 10 gold medals in the competition. The trio of Arjun Babuta, Kiran Ankush Jadhav and Rudrank Balasaheb Patil started the day with a gold medal, beating Kazakhstan 17-11 in the final of the men's 10-meter air rifle event. In the women's category, Indian shooting team of Mehuli Ghosh, Elavenil Valarevan and Meghna Sajanar beat hosts Korea 16-10 in the finals. In the junior men's, Divyansh Singh Pawar, Shri Kartik Sabri Raj Ravi Shankar and Vidit Jain defeated hosts Korea by a margin of 16-10 in the finals. In the women's category, the Indian junior women's team of Tilotma Sen, Ramita and Nancy beat South Korea 16-2 to win another gold in the continental event. International Cricket Council ICC has announced the venue for the Under-19 Men's and Women's T20 World Cup in 2024. The Under-19 Men's T20 World Cup will be hosted by Sri Lanka, while the 2026 edition will be organized jointly by Zimbabwe and Namibia. Next year, in 2025, the Women's edition of the Under-19 T20 World Cup will be held in Malaysia and Thailand, and in 2027, it will be jointly hosted by Bangladesh and Nepal. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to embark on a 3-day visit to Indonesia tomorrow to attend the G20 summit in Bali to hold bilaterals on the sidelines of the summit. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says forces are being armed with state-of-the-art weapons and equipment to protect the country from future challenges. Filing of nominations for the first phase of Gujarat Assembly elections to end tomorrow. Discussions at COP27 focus on how the world will feed 8 billion people. 41st India International Trade Fair to begin in New Delhi tomorrow, and England lift the T20 World Cup for the second time, beating Pakistan in the finals at Melbourne. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.